Tensions between Ethiopia and Egypt over the dam is still political agenda of the regional state leaders. Ethiopia says it has no plan to harm its neighboring countries, Egypt and Sudan. Egypt has warned the dam project could have devastating effects on its economy.
Mr. President, let me join others in congratulating you on assuming this high office during the historic 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly.
Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said that his country has no intention of harming Sudan and Egypt with a giant hydropower dam on the Blue Nile that has caused a bitter water dispute between the three countries. Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan failed to strike a deal on the operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam before Ethiopia began filling the reservoir behind the dam in July. But the three states have returned to African Union-led mediation. Negotiations have previously fluttered over a demand from Egypt and Sudan that any deal should be legally binding, over the mechanism for resolving future disputes, and over how to manage the dam during periods of reduced rainfall or drought.
I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that our largest national project today, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, built with our own local resources, contributes to the conservation of water resources. These water resources would otherwise have been lost to evaporation in downstream countries. I want to make it abundantly clear that we have no intention to harm these countries. What we are essentially doing is to meet our electricity demands from one of the cleanest sources of energy. We cannot afford to continue keeping more than 65 million of our people in the dark. We have indeed been guided by the internationally accepted principle of equitable utilization and not causing significant harm in building this dam.
Egypt says it is dependent on the Nile for more than 90% of its scarce fresh water supplies and fears the dam could have a devastating effect on its economy.